Hello, bonjour, hey. Hey, y'all, my name is Merc. Welcome back to the Narc. Hey, you know what day it is? It's hump day. It's hump day. Javi, you know, I'm sorry, I'm a mess. I'll show you what I did. I had to bribe the cat with food so you could get a nice shot of Rio, and then I spilled that food I didn't say your name. Go ahead, keep eating. Um, all over my hands. I stink like cat food. Blah. Amber's Barbie shirt? No, it's just a hippy dippy flower. Carol's first live. Hey, Carol. We're so glad you made it. We've been waiting for you. It's about time. Weren't we just saying the other day in the Discord, where the hell is Carol? I don't know. One of these days. So a little real bong to start off the show. I had to bribe him. I know. I think I got. Oh, no, I didn't really. I got this. Ew. What is that? I need a paper towel. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. Keep eating. Keep eating. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What a bad start to my hump day stream. I don't know what I spilled all over the pants. And the cat food smell is cat fooding. It just stinks here everywhere. I'll get over it. How is everybody? I hope we're having a good week so far. Looks like a gorgeous day out there in Toronto today. Can't say I've stepped out of the house. I haven't done much today. Do my pants match today? Well, now they're dirty. I guess they kind of do. I'm still wearing the green ones. So pink and green. You know, I wouldn't be embarrassed to be seen in public. I wanted to say, hey, Ethan. Ethan, our brand new timestamper, was first today. Hey, Ethan, followed real close, though, in the same minute by Alex and Kai. So congrats. And see, look, boom, done. All that smell for like a minute and a half of Rio. Raining all day for you, Ella? It's beautiful here today. Sunshiny, and it's like 23 Celsius, which, quite frankly, a little cold for me, but I know a lot of you guys would find that nice. Val spent the day in Paris with his youngest nephew. That's fun. Val likes his family. That's nice. I think I told you when we were in Marlon's house, the guy who lives with like all his family. And I said, hey, Marlon, check this out. I'm going to tell you something going to blow your mind. He said, what? I said, you know, where I come from, people can't wait to get away from their families. Like often at 18, you move out of the house. You don't live together with extended family. And sometimes families don't even like each other. They fight. He's looking at me like I'm speaking a different language. Well, I was, but twice removed. Like he didn't, that concept was on him. But Val, you know, Val likes his family. That's nice. Lydia J says, I have a Siamese that looks just like Rio. Rio, you have a twin. He actually has lots of twins, don't they? I mean, we love them, but they're not super unique looking, unfortunately, on Instagram. Rio follows other Rios that look like Rio. I'm sure Lydia's boy is a talker. Siamese. I love them. I love all my cats. I've had other cats too, but Siamese are special to me. It still smells like cat food. I like this scent. This is do you ever read the goat milk? Do you ever use that scent, goat milk? I know it's not a very nice name. I guess you can call it, we call it lait de chèvre in French, but it's such a pretty scent. It's very delicate. It's delicate. Amber would love it. Oscar has a tiny meow. I love Rio has sometimes a demon possessed meow. That's my favorite one. That I love that one. But I've had other cats that yap a lot too. Yapping a lot is not limited to Siamese. That's for sure. That's for sure. But we are a very catty community, aren't we? How appropriate. Um, I don't have a lot of notes. We started an interesting little miniseries, little HBO miniseries last night called Chimp Crazy, and it's being touted as the primate version of Lion King. And so far, it is not disappointing. We watched 2 episodes and we are hooked. So tonight we will be watching episodes 3 and 4, and I will upload all the episodes to a Google Drive because I know there's a couple of you. I think Ella missed part 2, and somebody else, Chris, I think. So anyway, a couple people wanted to see it, not in the right time zone. Jan and the Lamb, thank you for your super chat. Jan said all of the other Rios are just tributaries. Adorable. Rio Celeste. Isn't it interesting that my Amazon guide's name was Celeste? Funny how it's something in the universe. I'm sure a coincidence, but nice. Nice nonetheless. Val, you missed it? Well, I'm going to upload them. I'll upload them to a Google Drive. I think there's part 2 is up there now, but I'll put all 4 up there. I just finished downloading them. So after the live stream, I'll upload them then. And I'm also sorry I'm a little distracted because I did an Instacart order that didn't get going until later than I expected. So I'm watching it now. And there's still 2 items left to get. Do you want to know what they are? Mandu pork and vegetable dumpling and Asian blend vegetables. So that's what we're waiting for in the Instacart order. Kai, thank you very much, our little dino Kai, for gifting a new member. Thank you, Kai. Kai rented themselves alert for the month. Fluffy says I would love a small doggy, and you know what? For some reason, I don't know why. Why I read that you wanted a snail. Too much maple syrup for Merc today. So we're going to finish Chimp Crazy tonight. Probably started at 7, so we have time to watch something else if we want. Oh, you're trying to get Paka? Did we lose Paka? Paka wants a snail. Well, you know, some of those snails in the Amazon are big, but I don't think Fluffy wants a snail. I think they would prefer a cat or dog. Why I read that. Your debit card was lost. Oh, no, Paka, I'll help you out. Don't worry. Look, I have a pen. I'll write it down. Paka. I'll sort you out after the stream. Don't you worry. Or one of the mods can do it now. You know what I mean. You know, you can do the thing. Ella, go do the mod magic. If you missed it, we're also planning a group trip to Puerto Viejo. Yes, I said Puerto Viejo because we have finally decided on a location. We had a little meeting yesterday and talked about some stuff. Thank you, Kai, for gifting another member. I appreciate it. Everybody stay calm. It's not a drill. I have a pen. I wrote it down. Welcome, Kate. So yeah, we've decided on our location is Puerto Viejo. We're going to go May 2025, probably the 10th to the 19th, but that's still not written in stone yet, but that area. So if you're interested, go in the Discord, check out the Costa Rica 2025 thread. We will be limited, of course, on how many people, but, you know, it's a long way away yet. So there's nothing wrong with hanging around and getting all the deets and the info, even if you don't know if you can commit yet. That's fine. I won't be asking any commitments and deposits until probably 2025, like January. So you can hang around and get the information. And if you can't go this time, if it works out well, we'll go again. You know, you don't have to twist my arm to host a tour group. I'd do it every 3 months if I could. We could just keep going. Val wants a Costa Rican birthday. Don't we all? I would like to go back in October, but I really can't afford it. It's not been a great month over here on the Narcler channel, unlike other channels. It's fine. I have to just put this up again. Kai, thank you again. Kai is on a mission today. Kai's fishing like in the... I miss fishing. I want to go fishing in the Amazon every morning. It was like a cartoon, you guys. Like you literally just drop your line and immediately it gets a nibble. And you just rip it out like sideways. She said, just jerk it out sideways. Crazy. Anyway, Kai, thank you for your fishing trip. No, I don't have 38 million views, oddly. Listen, he's earned every one of those views. Everybody has. You know, I don't begrudge anybody else their views. I just wish I had them too. That's fair, isn't it? Listen, I can't. I'm happy for Nick. I want to see him hit 40 million, just because that's mind bending. That's incredible. That's YouTube history we're watching. To be frank. Jen says, I wonder if the catfish tasted the same as they do in Louisiana. I don't know, because I don't think I've had Louisiana catfish. But I'm telling you, the ones in the Amazon were amazing. Really delicate flavor. Meaty, almost like halibut. But the flavor, so delicate. I would say actually quite reminiscent of halibut, but clearly not as big and thick, right? Unbelievable. I could have ate that catfish every day, every single day. I think we had it 3 days. Thank you again, Kai, if I didn't say it. I put it up and I don't know if I said it, but thank you again. They look different than the Louisiana catfish. Well, there's like, I think 5 different species in the area that we were. There's just stupid amounts of species in the Amazon, right? It is. The ones in Louisiana taste like mud? Oh, God, no. This tasted like halibut. This was like delicate but meaty and solid whitefish. Oh, my God. So good. So good. And the piranha, too. Everything I've read about eating piranha, everything I've read online said, you know, they're good, but they're not great. People don't generally eat them. They're very, very greasy. They have a bit of a distinct flavor. They're full of bones. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds terrible. I'm going to eat it, but that sounds horrible. It was amazing. It was so good. It was so good. Anyway, that's enough fish talk. That's all the notes. My hands still smell like cat food, you guys. Hoodie? I don't have a hoodie today. I just have look at it. It's a really precious little cardigan with little precious little buttons. It's so cute, you guys. Dung Mud Crab is a fucking fantastic username. Come on, I'm so glad that you grabbed a membership through that. Thank you, Kai. Thank you, Kai, for introducing us to Dung Mud Crab. That is fantastic. Ratbat says they don't taste like mud to me, but I'm also from Louisiana, so maybe I'm used to... Ratbat, do you have an accent? Haven't we heard you talk? I love those southern accents. I love most accents, to be fair. I think I just like accents. Is there any accents you guys really don't like? I gotta be honest, I'm not big on... I'm not gonna say. I like all accents. Valentine hates French accents. Liverpool, Ella can't do it. Coco likes Cajun. I can't name the ones I like because I like most. Yeah, Amber's accents, no. Queen Juliana, Dark Mask Diva. That's quite a long username. Hello, Sarah. Ash is on the way to the thrift shop. Okay, cool. Pick up some cool thrifting things. Thrift your heart out. You worked with an Arabic guy. It was hard to understand. But they all get easier the more you hear them, you know? South African. Okay, we're being honest. I'm not a big fan of some German accents. Doesn't make me feel warm and friendly. Not all of them. It's, again, regional, and I cannot tell you which region it is that doesn't hit my ear right, because I'm not intelligent enough to have that narrowed down. I'm not Ella when it comes to languages. Oh, there's a Stockholm accent war going on. Val says, I don't like Swedish and German and the people from there. Because Val's just trying to stir the pot, because that's what Val does. Pig Latin. Kate says, I'm not a big fan of Ig Peatanle. Listen, I know how to speak that well. I learned that in school. Arthur Knight has ruined a lot of accents. Yeah, there are some British accents I'm not particularly fond of. I like most British accents, but there's one or two that aren't my favorites. I also don't like Northern Ontario, Canada accent. Fuck for sure, eh, buddy? They sound unintelligent. They're not necessarily, but it just doesn't hit my ear right. We're allowed to like and dislike certain things. It has nothing to do with the people. Madonna's fake British accent. Yeah. Love the Irish lilt. Val loves all the British ones. I, of course, love pretty much all the Spanish accents, although I'm not a huge fan of Castilian. I prefer Latin American Spanish. Corny, thank you very much for gifting 5. Cameron gifting 5 members. So today, because Amber isn't giving us anything too interesting, even her recent video is not very interesting. And we've already covered it. Corny's building a little army. Corny and Kai are competing. I thought it might be interesting to look today at Kate Gosselins. Do you remember Kate? Kate +8. Oh, dude got all my items. Instacart. I can close this tab now. Dude got all my items. Do you remember Kate had the best? It might have been the first Karen haircut. She sported the best Karen haircut of all of them. Do you remember the show? You must remember the show. First, it was it Kate and John +8? I forget the original. Where's the Karen cut? Oh, here it is. Let me just get it up here for you. Let me get it up for you, eh? Oh, let's share the screen. Rio is... Oh, he's settled in the chair. I will move the camera now. I wasn't sure if he was going to settle anywhere. Look. Remember this Karen haircut? Yes. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. That's a cut, man. Remember that? Let me move his camera. Here, I'll put it on so you can have the excitement of watching the camera move. Are you settled there now, my littlest man? Should we go over and see the little man? Oh, hang on. There he is. There he is. There. Now the real cam is fully intact. Look at the man. Aw, Bobo, love him. That cat, he doesn't even like me very much. Hi, how you do? You are so pretty. Anyway, So that Kate and the haircut, and then she had the show Kate and John plus 8, I think. I forget what it was called, but it was like one of those TLC shows where they had like 8 kids. John and Kate plus 8. Carol, thank you for Carol. Already jumping right in, Carol. We love that. Carol says, John and Kate, I got to put this on the screen. I can't see it. Where is it? Why is it in one chat and not in the other chat? Cameron, thank you for gifting 5 members again. Carol said John and Kate plus 8. She was a nurse and took fertility meds, then had sex anyway, even though her doctors said, don't have sex this month. You have too many follicles. Oh, so, okay. So she started off shady with all the kids, right? Remember Octomum? Remember Octomum? Are you guys old enough to remember Octomum? Whatever happened to her? Now I'm curious. Here's an article from... you curious about Octomum? I'm a little curious. Before we get to Kate, can we do a little Octomum update? This is from April 2024. It says... stinky cat food. Move this over. Ella is saying, I keep missing something. I'm sorry, Ella. What am I missing? I keep missing. So here I did. I'm so sorry, Val and Kai, that I missed you guys. Val did 10 and I missed it? Oh, Val, I'm so sorry that I missed that. What an ass. I'm sorry. And Kai, I'm sorry. Val and Kai both also gifted new members. Everybody's gifting so many members, I got all confused. And thank you, Ella, for always keeping me on that. No, Ella, I appreciate that. Keep doing that. You know. All right. Octomum. She had 6 kids. She was already a mother of 6 children when she gave birth to her octuplets. Okay. And she was unemployed. So she had 15 kids, right? This is 2009, it says. She stepped away from the spotlight in 2013. So let's see. I think she was doing porn for a while, too. Somebody mentioned that, and I think that's correct. She says her daughter was 10 in 2016, and she said, after I observed my daughter beginning to emulate me, I saw her going down that same potentially destructive path, and I realized I'd rather be homeless in my van with my kids than continuing down this path. It's not what I wanted for my children. Heather, thank you for gifting a member. See, I didn't miss that one. Thank you very much, Heather. Okay, where is she now? Okay, we don't need this. She was charged with welfare fraud in 2014. The kids turned 15 this year. Wow. Okay, here we go. She stays out of the spotlight now. Her and her 14 kids live in Orange County in a 3-bedroom townhouse. She spends most of her time at home with her kids, who help cook vegan food and do chores, and she spends extra time caring for her disabled son, Aiden. Exercises, I don't care. Family's life revolves around God, food, and fitness. She says, as Octomom, I was the walking dead. When I woke up and I went back to my roots, my helping profession, and my kids, we were struggling financially, but it didn't matter. I never felt so free and so happy in my life. All right, well, it looks like she's actually done a bucket load of tuition, Kate. Yes. It looks like she's kind of done okay for herself, right? Yeah, good for her. She saw it finally wasn't working for her, and she said, I'd rather be Here's the kids in 2023. God, they look like her, eh? Wow, they really look like her. God food. Angel cake and deviled eggs. Kai. Again, Kai, thank you again. One blonde kid. Guess dad was blonde. Huh? Look at this one over here, though, on the far right. Even really, his whole face looks just like her. They're cute. They look healthy. They look happy. We know what power to her. Isn't it nice to have a good story once in a while? Because today we don't. Today we don't have a good story. Hey, 12. Kai is still fishing. Kai is the fishing musician. Jan probably knows that reference and no one else does. Do you remember the fishing musician? Which one are we going to watch here? We got a couple lined up. So I've been informed by our dear member, Callie. You know, it's to everybody's benefit that I stay properly caffeinated. You've seen my morning reactions. Although I will say, people are twisted because when I'm really snide and mean and sarcastic, I get a lot of comments that like that. People don't like you if you're nice. It's better to be snide and sarcastic. What can I say? So one of our lovely members, Callie, was telling me today about this update with Kate +8. Adam, yes, it's to everyone's benefit that I stay completely caffeinated. They're just goading me. No, they like it when I'm snide and sarcastic. I gotta tell you, it's very freeing. It's kind of freeing. It's kind of fun. But then you just tip over the line. It's a real careful little walk you have to do. Anyway, K+8. So I've been informed that recently, I guess one of the boys started making some noise a while ago about mistreatment, but it seems like some stuff has come to light this week. Excuse me. With Colin, one of the boys, Colin, and talking about mistreatment from his mother. Hey, Ripley, nice to see ya. Now, the interesting thing about this is it seems like it was so far from what I've read, and I haven't done a super deep dive yet, but from cursory look at the material, it seems to be really, really focused on the one kid. Now, I know that often happens in families. You hear about these weird family abuse things where one kid gets picked on and the other kids are treated fine. Well, it seems like, yeah, exactly, Ludi. She had him committed at like 10 years old or something. And as a result, he got discharged from the Marines, which was his dream career, because that showed up on his record. But it's interesting, too, because in this little video we're going to react to, which puts everything together really nicely, saved us from doing all the work. So I have to give a shout out to, who is this? TLC? No, it's the Sun, the USA Sun, I think. The Sun Showbiz is the video we're going to react to, and they've put it all together really nicely, so it'll cover it all for us. But one of the things I did notice in looking at this is they show clips or still shots from the show when the kids were young, and you might have missed it then, but man, is it ever obvious now how this kid was completely isolated from everybody else in the family. It shows up in all the photographs. It's quite interesting. I mean, she's not burning them with cigarette butts or stuff, but not good. This poor kid, man, she definitely had her favorites. Kate, I agree with you. She had her favorites. So I've got a couple of clips, and then I've also got a little a YouTube short of the dad responding. So we'll get into that a little bit. So it says I've lost audio. Now I have to reconnect this thing. I'm sorry. I don't know why it does this. Sorry. Technical difficulties. It tells me I don't have... It tells me the screen share doesn't have audio. No, my audio is okay. It tells me this. This loses audio, but it should be okay now. You'll let me know if it isn't. And I'm going to drop the resolution down. Hey, by the way, I use StreamYards as my streaming platform, and I've been paying a comfortable, $20 a month, for the upper little bit better tier, and enjoying it. It's been great. They sent me an email last night. They go, "Oh, we're changing our fee structure. And now you get this, and this. So we've automatically put you up to the $45 level, which is the cheapest level." So they just doubled my monthly payment. Doubled. For what? Dark mode? So I can put it in dark mode? Really? Is that worth an extra $20 a month? Oh, I think I can do something funky with my camera too. I think I can make my camera round. Let's see. I don't know if I can do it with this layout. Let's see. I wonder if it works with this. No. See, it's not even working. It should be round. See? Oh, there. Now I'm round. $20 a month to have my camera go round like this. Rio should be round. He's not. Still square. Anyway, that's besides the point. Let's listen to see what poor Colin has to say. This is, again, the son. And Colin got...
My mother became physically aggressive. Multiple times she had zip-tied my hands and feet together. My mom always told me nobody would believe me. I was fully isolated from everybody. I had no friends. Nobody. I was 100%.
Look at this shot.
I remember saying that I'm not trying to trick you, because I remember thinking...
That shot breaks my heart of that kid on the couch. And then watch the transition. The friggin' fade transition goes from his exact body language as a child to the exact same body language as an adult. It's really sad. Watch.
Treated differently. I remember saying that I'm not trying to
Nice
trick you,
edit.
because I remember thinking that nobody believed me as a kid. Yeah, that's heavy.
Opening up about his childhood for the first time, John and Kate +8 star Colin Gosselin has made several shocking allegations against his mother, claiming she isolated him from his 7 siblings, locked him in a basement, and physically and emotionally abused him in an exclusive interview with the U.S.
Look at even in this
While
shot.
Millions of viewers tuned in to...
Even in that shot, did you see? This one's a little better, but this is completely staged. Even that other shot, look at his little face. This is him in the front in the brown here. He looks, all the other kids look okay. He looks so detached and sad.
Emotionally abused him in an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun. While millions of viewers tuned in to follow the lives of John and Kate Gosselin, their twins, and their sextuplets, making it one of TLC's highest-rated TV shows of the 2000s, brave Colin has now revealed that off-screen there was a horrifically dark side to life in the Gosselin family.
It was rough. It was rough. I definitely went through it a lot as a kid. From my mother's end, so it was tough.
But also, you know what? You're not a frog. You don't need to have this many kids. Like, stop. They're not tadpoles. You can have 1 or 2 children. Quite frankly, you shouldn't even bother, in my opinion, at this point. But you don't need 20 children, these people.
My mother, at many times...
Oh, the kid in the brown. I'm sorry, I got the kid in the brown wrong. Thank you for letting me know. The kid in the brown was not him. It was Aiden. Apologies. I got some Kate +8 fans here. Keep me on point. Thank you very much.
And most of the time became physically aggressive, verbally very abusive with the things she would say. And obviously that carries over to, the emotional side of things where, a young child doesn't know any better.
The one that has the most bumps and bruises is definitely Colin. He falls like 56 times an hour, but he's not tough. He gets upset.
They're very
Can you imagine saying that about your own child? He's a toddler. He was just a little boy. He falls 56,000 times a day, but he doesn't handle it very well. Yeah, he's a kid. He's a baby. Runt. She's a runt.
Very emotionally abusive
Maybe we should do a narc alert on her. What do you think? Oh, I also want to ask you after we watch this.
relationship. And when my mother would put me in that room multiple times, she had zip tied my hands and feet together and bolt locked the door, turned the lights off, and had cameras there just watching me. In that room that my mother had built, oftentimes she had zip tied my hands and feet together and kept me locked in there for most or all of the day for multiple days. And that doesn't just make you feel
for multiple days, locked in the room with cameras on him. As a child. He's a child. Exactly, Paka says. That is Ruby Frankie level shit. Absolutely.
helpless. But
here the article headline says, how dare she? John Gosselin's mother appalled that ex-Kate accused him of abusing son and insists mom of 8 emotionally damaged the teen. John Gosling's mother, so the grandmother. The grandmother was pissed off that Kate accused the husband of doing exactly what she was doing. Look at her nasty face, too.
it was the fact that I had nobody in my life then. I didn't have my siblings. I didn't have teachers at school. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have friends. You know, I wasn't allowed to.
John Gosselin claims ex-Kate gave their son Colin, 16, PTSD from abuse after denying he hit and kicked the teen.
To visit my father.
So I guess she was saying the father kicked him and hit him.
I had nobody to go to, not one person to talk to. I had no relationship with anybody. I was fully isolated from everybody. I had no friends, nobody. As I'm older now, and I can kind of look back and see videos or pictures of myself younger, it definitely is. It's a crazy experience because, you know, I look at my younger self and it upsets me. You know, I don't even like to look at pictures of myself because it just reminds me of, you know, those kinds of things. And it also makes you realize, like, you know, that's not okay what happened. And you realize that no kid.
You know, did we not already know there was something going on when she's prancing around getting her lips filled and her hair bleached like she's some kind of Marilyn Dan Monroe, when really who she is on TV is like supposed to be like this great mom of all these kids? I always thought she was way too vain. There was something not right about that level of vanity when you clearly have another priority. Like, honestly, when you're a hot 20-year-old girl, that level of vanity, quite frankly, it's kind of part of your job. But when you're a mother, of course you're going to care what you look like. That's fine. I'm not saying that. The extreme level of vanity. Wasn't she also on Dancing with the Damn Stars? Like, she was really fame hungry.
Okay, at all. It got to the point where I was, where, you know, word was getting out and child services were being called. Me being at home in the house, there was just too many ways that my mother could have been exploited.
Things took another catastrophic turn for Colin when, age 11, his mother had him sent to Fairmont Behavioral Health, a mental health facility in Pennsylvania, after having him diagnosed with multiple mental health and behavioral issues.
At age 11, can you even be diagnosed with multiple health issues, mental health issues at 11? My God, you still have a soft spot. For the love of Christ, how do you do that to an 11-year-old? Like, aside from maybe depression, multiple mental health disorders diagnosed by 11? Come on. Technically, you can. Well, I know there's outlier cases. I mean, I know there's like childhood schizophrenia, and there are things that do happen. But this is a pretty normal kid that's being diagnosed with multiple mental health conditions.
Issues, including autism, ADHD, and bipolar disorder, conditions that recent medical reports show he does not have.
Wow.
Terrified young Colin was to spend the next 22 months of his life.
Paka says, put it succinctly, you can, but not personality disorders. Okay, that makes good sense. Thank God I've got you guys. I'd be nothing without you.
And the institution.
In her desperate attempt to protect herself. She placed me in this institution with there was no notice. One day it was like up and gone. You know, it was a very, very quick and just, you know, one day I was sent away from home and placed there, and I was scared.
Young Colin, desperate and alone, managed to send a secret letter to
Oh, this note is so sad. And he reads it and he gets all choked up reading it. So I won't read it for you because clearly his rendition.
his dad, begging him to take him out of the facility. For the first time since he penned the letter in crayon 8 years ago, Colin emotionally read it aloud to the U.S. Sun.
There was a lot of nothing. I didn't know where I was. I'd always been alone. At least it was a place away from home, but it was still very scary. So for 22 months, I didn't step foot in one classroom. I didn't do one worksheet, nothing.
Wow.
Excuse me. This letter was dated in June of...
Okay, please get your Kleenex ready. Whatever brand of tissue you prefer. You're going to need them. This is a little heartbreaking right here. Of course, I'm made of stone, but you guys can shed all the tears for me.
2017. Dear Dad, I'm not trying to trick you, but I still love you. I told Mom I want to live with you, and she said no. But right, she can't choose for me, and I'm old enough now. I'm your son, not hers. She was abusive to me after I left your house, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Take this to court. Excuse me. And I said, Dad, you're my savior. Please help me. I'm counting on you to get me out of here. I remember saying that I'm not trying to trick you, because I remember thinking that nobody believed me as a kid.
And again, that's what a narc parent will do to you, right? Those of us that have narc parents, do you feel like you're never believed? You always have to have proof for everything that you say? Because, of course, everything out of your mouth is probably just a lie anyway. That's how they make us feel. Right? Poor kid.
You know, my mom always told me nobody would believe me. I was that desperate that I had to explain to him that this wasn't a trick. And I hadn't seen him for so long because I wasn't allowed to visit him. And I did want to live with him.
How desperate this poor little boy was.
Looking back at it, I'm really glad I did this. It was tough. I was scared to write
And that little boy handwriting, like he was so young when he did that.
it because I hadn't seen my dad in years, and I didn't really know what he would think. Like, what, is this real? Like, you know, why is he trying to reach out to me? Like,
I see all of you agreeing. That breaks my heart that so many of you have been through the same shit I have. It's ridiculous, right? Like, you can't be sick. Oh, if you think you're sick, you're faking it. Like, that was a biggie with me is, like, I don't think I missed very many sick days at work because I knew I was never sick. I was always just faking it anyway. You're not even good enough to be sick, okay? You're not even worth being sick. Just go to work. That's the kind of thing you grow up with a narc parent.
I mean, I'm sure he knew why I'd been trying to reach out to him, but you know, I was scared to write this. It was a leap of faith that I had to take, and I'm looking back, I'm really glad I did that for my younger self.
Yeah, this is our safe space. And plus, also, to be dead honest with you, my narc is long gone. My narcissist is dead. Not that my mother is dead, but her personality has changed so dramatically from the dementia that there is no narcissist left at all. So I'm free of all that, which is really interesting because I'm getting to heal from her narcissistic abuse before she's gone. It's weird the way the world works, but that's another topic for another day.
Integrating back into like society with like, you know, kids in my age group, it was tough. It was like towards the end of middle school, and
Paka says it reminds me so much of how Ruby talked about Russell. This is so scary and sad. Even more so when she sends him off to this behavioral camp. It just was, I was like, holy crow. It's like from the Ruby Frank handbook.
You know, I remember finding some academic work a little difficult, and I didn't really know how to talk to my peers.
Resilient Colin defied all odds, graduated from high school, and embarked on his lifelong dream to join the military.
I didn't really know that it was the Marines when I was younger, but I always knew that I had that patriotism in me, and I wanted to serve my country, and you know, I always knew it was there. And I remember like signing that contract and going off to training and stepping foot, you know, on Parris Island.
I have to pause that so we don't get copy claimed. Jen says mine is dead, but the memories linger on. Yeah, they do. But it is interesting because mine has disappeared. It's really interesting. I don't linger any I don't have any lingering feelings of hatred or resentment or anything. I have nothing, to be honest. This was a Kai says if you think about this, this was before Ruby, right? Oh, Jess. Jesus Christ. Yeah, see, you've all gone through it. You've all gone through it. They're the worst. Narcs are the worst. They don't even deserve our time.
I just remember, like, on the yellow footprints, I remember, like, as a kid, I never really knew what that dream was, but when I got there, it just all clicked, and I was like, yep, this is what the dream was. And that brotherhood and that camaraderie and the leadership and just how, you know, my drill instructors and all the Marines on Parris Island carried themselves. It's truly
He
amazing.
had to leave.
It's amazing. It's breathtaking, and it's such an amazing organization. And this country is lucky to have the U.S. Marines.
Sadly, Colin's dream was to be short-lived when on July 21st, 2023, Mother Kate, who he had no contact with since he was hospitalized, made an extensive post on Instagram where she claimed he had multiple psychiatric diagnoses, accused him of having a distorted...
This cunt put a public post on Instagram when his boot camp was just about over. She made sure he got thrown out of the Marines. She did this on purpose to him. Can you imagine? I know, Rio wants you to paint him like one of your French girls.
distorted perception of reality and accused him of exhibiting unpredictable and violent behaviors.
This post went insanely viral. And in this post, my mother talks about how I have a large list of diagnoses.
Paka, don't be sad if you have to go to bed. When you wake up, you'll be a new color tomorrow. We'll take care of you, don't worry.
I couldn't defend these attacks. I didn't even know what was going on until my friend actually mailed me a picture of this. It got around and it raised a lot of questions. Things started to get looked through on Parris Island, and what was discovered was that I was in an institution, and from the side of things in the Marine Corps, they, you know, couldn't tell if these claims on social media were true about these diagnoses. They couldn't tell if they were true or not. That ultimately led to my discharge because I wasn't able to provide sufficient evidence that these were false until I got home, and that's when I sought out to get a professional psychiatric evaluation done. A full evaluation was completed, and the doctor states here, Colin Gosselin does not meet criteria for any of the diagnoses of concern in your evaluation request. And that request was from the Marine Corps. Nor do I see evidence to indicate any other psychiatric diagnoses or behavioral disorder in his current functioning. Due to these allegations...
That feels like such a narcissistic thing for a mother to do, doesn't it? Like, she doesn't just... Okay, what she's trying to do now is get him back because he's escaped her control, right? And narcs fucking don't like that. You might expose them to somebody, or somebody might confirm for you that you're not the crazy one. You cannot be out of earshot. It's dangerous for them. So in order to help herself along, she decided to fuck his life for the rest of his life. What a monster. Good.
That she posted on social media, my dream of becoming a U.S. Marine was crushed. Now I have to fight and do everything I can to fulfill that dream still. And it's important for me, for her to come forward with
exactly, Jasmine.
Because I want nothing more than to serve my country. You know, you think your mother's on your side of things, and I wish that things never went this way, and I wish I didn't have to come forward and put all this information out there, but this is very important to me. I'm constantly having to defend myself. I'm constantly having to state the record.
Fairmont Behavioral Health System, the mental health facility in Pennsylvania where Colin stayed, issued...
Now, the interesting thing, too, is like we were talking in the beginning, of course, it says Kate declined to comment on this story. All the kids don't hate her. No, we haven't heard about the diary entries, Sid. If someone's got a link to that, or perhaps I can not be useless and look myself. Kate Gosselin. That sounds way more interesting than what I was going to look at. Now, this is old, though. It's from a year ago, eh? Let's see. Does this whole just... There's a channel here. Alyssa Lee, thank you for your member chat. Alyssa says, I grew up with these kids. My heart breaks for them. Yeah, I bet a lot of you guys grew up watching these guys. I didn't. Because, I was a full-blown adult by then and really not into kids. So it wasn't ever my thing. It's a weird channel. I'm sorry, I cannot listen to your baby voice talking about this topic. There's also all these videos that they've put together, people have archived, called John and Kate Ugly Moments. There's a lot of ugly moment videos with her. Here's a good one. Let's look at this one. Let's look at this one. It's called Kate Gosselin's Journal Reveals Abusive Tendencies and Mummy Shame. She was brutal to John. Yeah, I mean, I didn't pay a lot of attention. Like I said, I was kind of watching it peripherally. Like, it was hard to not hear about the show. It was so big. But I didn't watch the show. Thank you, CH. This is a quick one. But let's see what they got to say.
Kate Gosselin is back in the news, and it's not a good thing. One of her 8 children with her ex-husband, John Gosselin, is speaking out. Colin, now 18, is sharing what his life was like with his mom and where they stand today. Furthermore, it is...
What a well-made video. The voice doesn't sound like AI at all.
Clear that he has been far better off with his father than with Kate. Now, in journal excerpt...
Oh my God, Heather, hurry up. Everybody send Heather really fast vibes so she's not late for work. Oh no, Heather, no.
From a new book, Kate is painted out to be a short-tempered monster. Whether she was overwhelmed or just did not know what she was doing, it was clear to see that Colin's complaints are completely validated. Kate Gosselin's journal reveals abusive tendencies. Kate and John's son Colin has been very forthcoming about his strained relationship with his mother. It really dates back to her putting him in an institution in 2016. She alleged that the then 12-year-old had behavioral issues, but his father, John, disputes this. He claims that Colin simply had ADHD, and that was it. Yet, Colin notes his relationship with his mother was not great prior to the admittance to the institution. Even before the institution, I don't think we had much of a relationship, and I think that just kept tearing it even more down, the teenager explained to Kevin Frazier of ET.
Andy says number 11 Burger King foot lettuce.
Kate did not even attend the custody hearing in 2019, so Colin ended up with his father. However, according to it with Crystal Ball, Kate's journals detail a mother who was struggling for a long time.
Journals.
All of this was published in the book, Kate Gosselin, How She Fooled the World, written by Richard Hoffman. It takes excerpts from her journal, which discussed her abusive behavior toward her children as she had a very short fuse.
Can you quote them for us?
Apparently, Kate once spanked her 5-year-old daughter for blowing a whistle. Additionally, she allegedly whipped and spanked her kids if they struggled to potty train. The spanking and whipping also carried over to ensure they would not leave their cribs. In essence, she wanted them to be afraid of her.
Clearly.
Further, she carried a wooden spoon with her for disciplinary action. Her staffers were even aware of the cruel punishment she bestowed upon the children.
These people were on TV, on a reality show. They had cameras in their house all the time. Don't tell me there wasn't people that saw what was going on. A narc with that kind of anger and rage can't hide it all the time. It's going to slip out. Yeah, really, the term they're using is whipping. I know, MTJ, we already laughed at the voice. It was short. That's why I
Colin got
picked
it the worst. Out of all of Kate Gosselin's children, it seemed that Colin got it the worst. She could not understand how he could go from being so sweet to have such horrible issues. There was a time when he poured beans all over the floor. He then appeared to have thrown 3 high chairs onto the floor, which sent Kate into a rage. She apparently was so infuriated that the spanking she gave him were so fierce, she thought she might hurt him.
It must be. It's from
The consistency.
U.S. News Funda. Listen, it was short. That's why I picked it. I didn't want a 30-minute video or somebody reacting that I was annoying. Like, there's this one, but this woman, I can't deal with this fairy princess voice.
I just dropped my kids off at the school bus. I'm praying and sending so many good thoughts out to any of you who are doing the same.
I can't watch that. I'm sorry. She's lovely. I'm sure she's very sweet. I cannot watch that kind of content creator. June. Oh, you're just saying John. I'm thinking June the King. I'm thinking the content creator. Kate Goslin Diary. Let's try this again. See if we can't find one. I can't, guys. I can't. The princess voice. I can't do it. I'm not picking on her. She's lovely. We all have different voices, and that's what makes life interesting for our ears. But for me, see, it was just the right length, guys. Don't come at me. I'm looking for more recent stuff. Maddie Goslin turned. I'm not saying, oh, look, here's that narc alert. She's lovely. Check. I'm not finding it. I'm not finding it. Thank you, Sid. Starts in at 5 minutes. Thank you, Sid. Thank you, Ella. Again. Perfect, because I didn't want to watch the whole blah-bitty-blah. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's try this one and see what this one's got to say.
Today, I was officially a horrible mommy. I failed all the way. I was absolutely awful to Colin, who was awful to me. He does things just to irritate me. He's a 2-year-old. What do you expect out of a 2-year-old? They're going to do things that are irritating. If you don't have the patience for a 2-year-old where you're going to do the things that I'm about to read off in.
I'm pretty sure Maddie supports the mom. Yeah, but I saw a video just from 5 months ago that said Maddie isn't supporting the mom anymore.
In this video, then you probably shouldn't have children. I told him at one point to sit in the corner one of the million times, and he disregarded me and threw the one gate on the floor. I am too rough with him, and the girls see that. I feel so guilty that I treated him like that I will set out tomorrow to be a better mommy. I need to pray for my relationship with Colin. I can't explain it. I love him so much, but I don't understand him. His frustration is unexplained, and I don't know what he wants a lot of the time. He just starts shrieking, and I tend to ignore it a lot. He is such a sweet boy and so cute and smart, but I just don't understand him. Then she goes on to say a prayer asking for...
Yeah, I don't think prayer is what's going to help her out of her situation there, to be honest. Maddie is one of the twins. They had twins and then the sextuplets, right? And the twins are older? Am I correct? You guys will let me know.
Colin when he did that. I let the kids play for the first time in the water table that had beans in it instead. Colin decided to pour the beans all over the floor while I was inside peeling potatoes.
He's a
So the
kid.
girls told me, and I sent all the offenders inside. Well, Colin didn't.
Hey, MTJ, you've got 2 young boys. Did they ever do things like pour shit on the floor? I'm guessing probably almost daily. It's what kids do, right?
Like that I sent him in, and when I was out in the garage I heard 3 large bangs. I went inside and 3 high chairs were on the floor, literally. I was instantly so angry that I grabbed him and him as hard as I could and thought I may seriously injure him, so I sent him to his crib and whipped him into it very hard. I for the first time thought I may really lose it and am glad that I just let him in his crib till John came home. I have never felt that I may really seriously injure child, but today was that day. Not only did she do that to
Oh, I know girls do too. I just mean he's a boy. MTJ has boys. That's all I meant. Trust me, I was a little girl. I know I would throw things all over the floor too. It's child behavior. It's not sex defined at all.
him, but then she left him in his crib alone until his dad came home, which is
She whipped him into the crib. From her own words, I whipped him into the crib.
you're not only physically harming your child, but you're also neglecting them. Like, I don't understand how somebody could live with themselves after doing this. But, you know, going through her journal entries and reading these things, these are just tiny glimpses and tiny moments of things she chose to write about. There's probably so much other stuff that we haven't even heard. I mean, her son, whenever he came out and spoke, he didn't even really give any details to things that he experienced with her, but I'm sure he has
definitely. I think I'll definitely do a narc alert on her. Because it's somewhat timely now because the son is speaking out right now. And there's time. I'm sure I, in the past, have thought it would be so easy. Like any of the, you don't even need an interview. Any of the testimonial clips with her and John sitting on the couch during the show talking, you know, they do those camera testimonial bits in reality shows. Most of those she comes on. I feel like have I not done her before? I guess not. Miss Tomato Jam would have mentioned it. She's one of those ones that I feel like I've done already because it's so obvious, right?
That time, Alexis and Joel trashed their room twice, and they were both times. Had to stay in their beds for a long time, and when I allowed them to come down with everyone else, and 5 minutes later, they were into the M&M's potty training rewards with Colin, and I really lost it. I pulled Colin up by the hair, and I spanked them so hard. I love them so much, but I was so very angry with them. I put them back.
How do you say, I pulled my child up by the hair and smacked him so hard, and then say, I love him so much, without even so much as a comma in the sentence? Like, what in the name of Christ, woman? That's not how you demonstrate love to a child. Let's just put that out there.
Back in their beds for their safety. I apologize many, many times, but I still feel very guilty.
You don't apologize to a child, doesn't your words don't mean anything to a child. Only your actions do, especially to a child. Idiot.
I love them, and I saw my dad and myself today, and that really scares me. In that situation, she had 3 children getting in trouble for something that they were doing, but which one got it worse? Again, Colin, he was pulled up by his hair. Then they were left in their cribs, neglected again for their safety. This is not somebody that should have had custody of their children. These are the only things that I've read from it.
You have to lock your toddlers in a crib, in a room, for their own safety, to keep them away from you, then perhaps maybe you're not fit to be a mother. I'm just saying.
You guys want me to read the whole thing, let me know, and I'll definitely do that. Maybe there's something else in there. There's so much evidence against her. Yeah, the show already got canceled, but I do believe she's a nurse. I could be wrong, but I think I saw an article that was saying that she is a nurse to have been, because we saw how she acted on the show, and you could see her just trying to compose herself.
Maddie, what would you want to say about how you and your sister and your family are doing?
Maddie?
I think I
Your
saw
words.
this.
Oh,
It's
it's
your
hard.
chance.
It's a
Spit
hard
it out.
question.
Oh,
What about you, Kara?
So this is their chance to talk. This is the most wordless I've heard them all morning.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for them, but Maddie, go ahead. Sort of the things that you said in the magazine, that years later, they're good, they're fine.
This
Go
is
for it,
shocking
Matt.
to
It's
watch.
your chance.
No, you just said it.
Oh, I said it.
Well, let me ask you this, girls. I mean, to go out and be in People magazine to say, hey, we're doing okay. Why did you feel you needed to say that? Do you think people had the wrong impression of you guys, Kara?
Excuse me.
Kara.
Wow.
My gosh.
What Kara
Yes
is
or no?
thinking. Well, let me ask you, Kate. I mean,
I
to have
remember
them
this.
come out here to do a big magazine article, to have them come on national TV and sort of put them on the spot like this, is that helpful to them? Is that the right decision, or does it kind of, that continued exposure, continue the injury to them?
I mean, there is no injury to begin with, and these are any TV things that we do. Obviously, I mean, I can't get them to do at this age, at 13, anything that they don't want to do. As with
Jasmine,
any
they are
parent.
terrified to speak. That's, to me, that's two little girls who are terrified to lie, but they're terrified to be honest because they know that's going to, the punishment that's going to render from that narcissistic mother. But they don't want to lie. They don't want to say everything is okay just to cover it up, to protect her. They desperately want to be saved. I was this little girl so many times when you were just fucking desperately hoping that the adults would be able to figure out what you were trying to communicate with them without communicating, because you knew you'd get in trouble if you said anything. Wow.
So it's not like I, forced them to do it. This was a, hey, the Today Show asked us if, same with the People magazine, asked us if we wanted to do this. How do you feel about it? And they agreed to it, as with my 9-year-olds. It's a family decision. So I think that it's really frustrating when there is so much out there that is not true. I'm getting to the point where I'm extremely frustrated, and I don't spend time worrying about it because I'm busy raising my kids, and we know the truth, and that's why they're here, even though they're
they shouldn't be there as part of this conversation. I'm sorry, I've got something stuck in my throat. Was my dad as bad? I have no idea. My dad died when I was 9, so I was left alone with the crazy narc. My parents got married when I was 3. Oh, that's my groceries. Let me buzz the groceries in. Rio, buzz the groceries in. Thank you for your service. So no, my parents got married when I was 3, and my dad died when I was 9, and he was a traveling salesman, so I didn't really see him that much. So no, I was left alone. And then, true to narcissistic form, she kept me very isolated. Like, I was never even allowed to go spend time with my cousins or anything, because she didn't want, narcs keep you isolated. You might spill something. Good God, this cough is frustrating. These 2 little girls are just breaking my heart. Only 6 minutes late. Oh, nice, Heather. We helped. You guys, we did a help.
tongue-tied this morning to say that, hey, we're okay, we're doing well. Would that be accurate, girls, to say?
I think it's disgusting that she not only exploited her children, but then in instances like this, she clearly forced them to do interviews that they did not want to do to try and make her look better. When all anybody had to do this entire time was go and read her journals and see how she treated her children. I also want to say I find it very upsetting and disturbing that at the time when all of this stuff was coming out, the TLC gave her a spinoff, and John didn't even want his kids on the show. And
That's interesting, huh? Because I remember when that spinoff happened after they broke up. But like I just said before, they had cameras in that house all the time. There's no way that that's people involved, the crew, people didn't know what was going on. That's impossible. Like, that's impossible. So they rewarded her. Well, of course they don't care. They're all about the money. She was making them a lot of money. Okay, never mind. Just sorted that out.
put his children on air and he didn't even want them being filmed. I don't understand what is going on with TLC and their reality shows. You know, they were exploited for views and for money, and all of their family's dirty laundry was put all over the internet, all over the tabloids, and everybody knows all of their business. And it's just a really sad situation. So all you can really do from there is just send your support and love to them, because what they went through, it's got to be really, really tough. Like, people know what they look like, they know their names, they know who they are, and it's all because their parents chose to.
TLC is a toxic breeding ground for family channels that are just as bad as anything we've seen on YouTube. They just have more money. That's all.
To put them on TV. They didn't just put them on TV as a wholesome family. They put them on TV with so much turmoil and you guys are going to have to let me know in the comments what you think down below. If you guys would like to, I am doing Vlogmas on my other channel. You could.
Oh, bless your heart. Vlogmas is exhausting. I don't know how you kids do it. Thank you, CH, for that video. So there's some of her journal entries. I thought it might be interesting too to look at. I believe this is fairly recent. I think this is fairly recent. It's John. A little message from John Goslin. I wonder if this, should I change this layout like this? I think this is better. So this is John. We haven't heard from him in a while, so.
We haven't chatted with you since Vice's Dark Side of the 2000s aired. After it aired, Kate and Maddie have since come out with very strong statements against Colin, particularly.
How can you say these things about your brother? Where did that come from? We all know where it came from.
Thank you, Ella.
It came from Kate. Exactly Kate's words.
Really? You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
Because Maddie was alleging physical violence, hate speech from Colin.
Yeah. When? When he was in like 4th grade? Because that's the last time you saw him. So much time has elapsed, and then you have so many bad things put in their mind by their mother. We're talking about someone who has abused my son, who has gone out of their way to separate the family. So until my other kids figure out that that has transpired and stop believing in a one-sided story, I can't do anything else.
We haven't chatted with you since
It's
Vice's
sad,
Dark
that
Side of the
all
2000s.
the kids. It's sad that all the kids are still seem to be sticking by the mother. Ella's lurking. If we need her, we just have to yell. She's got to take care of dinner. I should actually grab some stuff by the front door, too. I'll let it sit for a minute, and maybe we'll just... we started at, what, 4:30? 4:30? All right. All right. So, I don't know. I got nothing else to say about this horrible woman, except I think we should do a narc alert on her, don't you? Don't you? I think it's interesting. I do have one other topic I want to talk to you about, but I'm going to have to get the groceries out of the hall because I don't want somebody to steal them. You know, that can happen. So I'm going to give you real big for a minute. And I'll be right back in like a minute. He's so cute. Hi, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Marta gave me a super chat. Thank you very much, Cam, for letting me know that I missed Marta's. Thank you for the super chat, Marta. Says, I'm always baffled by bad people who keep diaries of their horrible acts. Exactly. Look, I got also a roar. Yeah. Or these people who do crimes and they videotape them. It's so wild, right? It's like they want to get caught somehow, huh? So wild. They didn't take us away while you were gone, Merc. Thank you, Fluffy. Grocery haul. Oh, that's so boring. It's not even worth a haul. I'm not Amber. I can't do that to you. I got dish soap. I got cheap hair conditioner because I didn't want to go to the hair dye store. Chicken breast. Dumplings. Nothing exciting, really. Very mundane. Not sexy grocery order at all. Grocery inspo. I didn't even get any nice cheese. It's just all about the dumplings today. I'm on a dumpling kick. God, I love those roars. So here's a little topic I want to discuss with you because I'm fully convinced that you do not care about this topic. But I find it fascinating. And I'd kind of like to do a narc alert on this guy. But I don't think most of you even know who he is. But then it's a really good story. So, do you know, have you heard of Dr. Disrespect? Like, totally not in our world at all. Not even in our orbit, generally speaking. Andy, it is not you, actually. Dr. Disrespect is a Twitch streamer who got in a lot of trouble last year and has recently come back and dropped not really an apology, but more an explanation video. And I'm telling you, it just reeks of narcissist. Yeah, Fluffy says, but I can't get into the story. I didn't before, but now that it's kind of done, like sometimes it's nice to let things cook for a while, you know? Because now it's easier to look at the... He's not a real doctor. He streams games on Twitch. Here's the deal. Is like, when he was coming up, he's a huge Twitch streamer. And then I think it was Kick or something had started at the time, and Twitch was losing some of its bigger streamers to another platform. So he got contracted by Twitch and paid an awful lot of money to kind of be their golden boy, their showcase streamer, their big draw. And then all of a sudden last year, 2 years, I don't know, in that, without any warning, he was like banned from the platform. And people were like, what the hell happened? What? And he didn't say anything. They didn't say anything. Nobody knew what was going on. It was locked down. So now they found out that it was that he was apparently exchanging messages with an underage fan, and Twitch banned him. But now he's claiming that it's like this revenge because his, you know how bigger YouTubers get assigned a person from YouTube. I forget what they're called, like a brand ambassador kind of person. So I guess he had one with Twitch, one of these representatives with Twitch, and they had a falling out, and now he thinks it's all this guy has set this up. It's really wild. Like, his explanation, which really should be an apology video, isn't an apology at all. It's kind of just an explanation for his bad doings, but it's terrible. So I'd really like to do a narc alert. Yeah, he did say he did it, but he kept saying, well, I never met them in person and there was no pictures. Yeah, that doesn't... Then release the chat. If you're so innocent, then release the chat. But it's interesting. And I think it would be a really good... but I know you're probably more interested in Kate Gosselins, so maybe I'll work on that first. But Dr. Disrespect interests me. It's just very timely right now, but I know it's not within our YouTube manager. Thank you, Fluffy. Account manager, yeah. Thank you, Lainey. Is it hard to not talk to underage people? Alex, I don't get it. You know, I know it's not like I'm... Jan, don't remind me. I mean, I know it's not like I'm a young, sexy, desirable person, so it's easier, but I wouldn't be talking to underage people. Just keep it in the chat. ¿Por qué no las dos? TNA 2, Jan asks me about. I've been thinking a lot about TNA 2. It's so close to being monetized, and it's not. I'll tell you something in all honesty. Given what I've been going through with my mother for the last year, and the fact that she has lost most of her narcissistic traits and things have changed. What are mods for? The whole narcissist topic doesn't interest me in the same way as it did before, which makes sense. It's not as big a part of my life anymore. So I'm having a hard time with the topics over there. Oh, what are mods for? To remind you. Thank you, Jan. Okay, now I follow you. It's like, Jan, you know what mods are for. I'm not very bright today. I'm sorry. Yeah. I also have to do Amazon videos. I've got editing to do for Amazon videos. And Friday's a redundancy report. So if Amber doesn't upload, we'll do a retro. And I'll either do a retro react early in the morning because I know you like that, or I'll do a narc alert on a retro clip for Friday. It's interesting. Alex says it's fair. You're growing as a person and as a YouTuber, and your content is evolving. It is, but unfortunately, the way YouTube works, it doesn't allow you to have that kind of growth or change. Like if I just stopped doing Amber and did Amazon travel videos, all that stuff, I'd get 200 views. I know that. I'm not a fool. So we got to keep doing the big laughs until, because she's helping us do the other stuff, But wouldn't it be fun to vlog, like, the narc alert group trip to Puerto Viejo? That'd be some fun videos, right? And wouldn't that make people who were on the fence after they see the video and see it's fun, they go, oh, I want to do that next time. Like, I'm hoping we can build something there. That'd be fun, right? Anyway. Anywho, look at the sleepy man. Rio, what are you doing? There he is. There's his little face. Costa Rica's in May 2025, and I still, would really like to do rainy season Amazon 2026. I mean, if I go alone, I'll go alone, but we'll see what happens. I need to go back and see that place in the rainy season. It feels incomplete only seeing it in the dry season. And then yesterday we spent 2 hours looking at all the different locations in Costa Rica and deciding on where we should settle on, what would be the best for our group, etc. And that just makes me want to go away. I just want to go away all the damn time now. It's terrible when you first get back. You just want to keep going away. I do anyway. So I think we'll call it there. We looked at Kate. I think we're going to do The Rain Will Wash Me Away. Andy, didn't you see the clip in the rainstorm? On the kayak in the rain in the Amazon? It just sounds so cool when I say it. It was like one of my favorite moments of the whole trip was when that sky opened up and we just got so wet. I don't think I've ever been so wet in my whole life. I know Rio needs me, so I have to move to Costa Rica so that Rio can be with me in Costa Rica. And then I won't have to travel so much. And then I'll have the villa and I can have Lurtz come and visit there. We'll like have a content house, but like a Meemaw content house in the tropics. The Meemaw house. That's what we'll call our content house. The Meemaw house. It'll be fantastic. We'll drink out of coconuts. It'll be so cool. All right, I'm going to go. I'm going to grab some food because I got a craving for those pork dumplings. And I'm anxious to watch the end of Chimp Crazy. I mean, even if you missed the first 2 episodes, you can probably get caught up and just jump in and watch the second and third and fourth with us tonight. Mima Manor. I love it. Oh, that's fantastic. Yes, yes, Coco, we're watching it tonight at 7:00. We'll finish it. But like I said, and I will post the links in, I guess, the general thread, but I will put all 4 episodes up in a Google Drive. So if you can't watch it at the time we're watching it, you can get caught up with it. I'll leave those up there for about a month or so. I got like 2 terabytes of space up there, so we're good. All right. Thank you for helping me make up my mind on what to cover next. I think I'll definitely do Dr. Disrespect, because even if you don't know who he is, it's a damn good story, and he's so obnoxious in that video that it would make a great narc alert. So I'll do him, and I'm also going to look at what's her name there, Kate Gosselins. So we got a couple of topics coming up. We got a retro, what do we call it? The redundancy report on Friday with Amber, and then live Saturday. So we got a whole bunch of stuff to do. We've got movies and all kinds of things coming up in the Discord as well. Hey, do me a solid. If you're still here, click like if you haven't clicked like. I don't ever ask you to, but like, let's do that now. Let's do those YouTuber things. Click like. I want to thank everybody for gifting memberships and buying memberships. I so appreciate the support. We're not doing great here, and we're trying to change things around, so I appreciate every single one of you so very much. And so does Rio. Even though he's sleeping and he doesn't look like he does, he does. He really, really does. I will see you in the Discord. I will see you around probably a video before Friday, but I don't know. We'll see. Thank you all for joining me. Until we meet again, you know the routine. Click like, grab a membership, and then just be kind. And hasta luego. Bye.